Welcome back to Overland, Florida, everybody. I'm Kevin. In today's video, I'm going to take a different approach to product reviews. Most companies will send out a product to somebody like me to review it, and they'll want an unboxing video, and that's fine and everything to show you guys the features. But it's hard to give an actual review, you know, how long these products are going to last, especially if they want a review done within a week. The average person probably camps maybe once a month, every couple months, especially during the summertime. So you don't really get a good chance to actually use the product to test it. So I was thinking, how can I speed up this process? So today I have a couple little tests that I'm gonna do, and we're gonna speed up the process for testing this ICECO refrigerator. So we're gonna try to do like 3 to 5 years of use in about 5 or 10 minutes. This is the ICECO refrigerator that I'm gonna be testing today. I've had it for about a year now. I got it turned on, show you guys it is cooling down. I just plugged it in. Everything reads fine, basket's in there, lid locks and closes. It's been a good fridge. I love ICECO refrigerator products. I've had them for many years. I probably had maybe 7 or 8 of them, and even the original ones that I was given, they're still working. So I've been known to be clumsy and really hard on my equipment and camping gear. So today we're gonna step it up a notch. Got the ICECO refrigerator. About to drag it over here into the woods. So you're probably wondering, Kevin, why is the ICECO refrigerator up on a 20-foot cliff? Well, it's gonna take an accidental fall. I figured this is probably the best way to simulate 5 to 10 years of hard use, falling out the back of trucks, getting kicked around the garage. There's the FJ Cruiser, and this is gonna be the first tumble. Now I'm gonna plug it in, make sure it still turns on. And not just the LCD screen, I have to make sure the actual compressor turns on. Let's give it a second. And the compressor just turned on. You can hear it and you can feel it, so looks like it's still working. We'll go ahead and take it back up and toss it off again. Ooh, pretty good dent right there. The lid stayed on. Let's go see if it turns on. A few little more dents. Same over here. Handles are still on. Screen's not cracked. Nothing on that side. Let's plug it in, see if it still turns on. And the compressor just turned on. So it's still firing up. Let's go toss it down again. This time, instead of just pushing it over the edge with my foot, I'm gonna pick it up, I'm just gonna yeet the thing over. So that was a really hard hit. That was probably like 20 years of use. Doesn't look like none of the plastic on the outside is split. I thought for sure the lid would probably be the first thing to break off. Oh, here we go. There's damage. Okay. So can't pull it with the on the wheels with the long handle, but this handle's still good. That's got 2 strong bolts right through there. Lid still opens up. This actual refrigerator opens up from both sides, so wow, that's crazy. I thought the lid would be the first thing to break off. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in, see if the compressor turns on. Here we go, moment of truth. All right, screen's not cracked. Let's wait for the compressor to turn on. No error codes. There's really only one error code that's really gonna ever pop up. That's gonna be error 1, and that's just gonna be like low voltage. So if your car, your cigarette lighter or something doesn't put out enough power, the refrigerator's not gonna turn on. So let's see. And the compressor is on. Yep. So let's go ahead and yeet this thing off one more time. Now we're getting somewhere. Let me pick this up real quick. Basket came out, lid came off. Although I don't think it's damaged. I think it just came unbuckled. Let's see if the lid goes back on. Look at that. Oh, look at this panel over here popped off. It broke right there. This one just came out, so let's see if I can even put it back. All right, so we got a crack down here. That was a really hard hit. That was probably over 50 years of abuse in that one throw. But nothing inside looks broken off or loose. So the most important thing, does it turn on? Those of you watching this video, push pause, go to the comment section, leave a comment. Do you think this thing is gonna turn on after that last hard blow? Here we go, we're gonna push the power plug in. It's lighting up. Still at 68 degrees. Let's see if this compressor's gonna turn on. Oop, it just turned on. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it on the phone or not, but it is 100% on. Even the LED light inside, daytime, can't really tell, but LED light is on. This one, oh, this one popped off. This LED light is not working. Can't really tell, that one is working, this one stopped working. But refrigerator as a core, still holding up. So I hope that test showed you guys that these refrigerators, ICECO, can take a beating. That was a lot of abuse in a short amount of time, and the thing still turns on. Some of the plastic pieces broke off. That's to be expected when you're throwing this thing off 10, 15 foot cliff and it rolls a few times. But, you know, if the thing's in the back of your truck, the back of your Jeep, it breaks loose on a trail, it's banging around the bed, falls off, you know, that's a pretty good simulation of what's gonna happen. Now you might be thinking, all right, well, what's the next test? Well, let's just say you got this in the back of your Tacoma, the back of your Jeep Wrangler, you're doing a water crossing, you're driving through a pond, mud bogging, and you totally just flood your vehicle. You know, what's gonna happen to your refrigerator? So right now, I'm gonna push this thing into this water right here. We're gonna fill all the electronics with water. We're gonna go to the top of the compressor, leave it in there for a couple minutes, pull it out, plug it in the battery bank, and see if this thing will power back on. So really, I just have to go deep enough to just cover this part right here. So we're gonna put it about halfway in. That way it doesn't float off and I have to go swimming for it. All right, all the electronics are underwater right now. It's 11:37. Let's leave it in there for a little bit. Back at the truck, I got the refrigerator, I got the power bank. I have not plugged it in yet, so we're gonna do this together. Literally, there's a 50-50 chance right now of whether these ICECO refrigerators will survive a total flood, a total swamping. If you swamp your vehicle, your trailer, you get caught in a flood, who knows? There's only a 50-50 chance, and we're about to learn right now after about 4.5 minutes in the water. We got power. Well, that means nothing if the compressor doesn't turn on. Let's see if we can hear this thing come on. Oh, it just turned on. So this is pretty waterproof. We had the water over that. I made sure the water was over this. This is probably the circuit board, everything's in there. Probably has a rubber gasket on it. Just to show you guys that it still works. It's at 69 degrees. Compressor's on. I'm gonna let this run and show you guys that it is cooling down. We'll let it get down to like 65 or something, 67. That way I don't have to spend a whole day here. But I just want to show you guys that after throwing this thing off a cliff, the last 2 times are really hard. Even surviving total submersion of all electronic parts, this refrigerator is still working. It's now 11:55. The refrigerator's been running for almost 10 minutes now. The fridge is down to 66 degrees. So that's going to tell us a few things after both of these tests. The lid, which is the first thing I thought was going to be broken, is still working fine, still makes a good seal. Both latches still work. LCD display, intact, still works, correct readings on the power and the temperature. And since the temperature is dropping, the compressor and all the electronics are still working after being submerged in the water for a few minutes. So let's go ahead and check this refrigerator out one last time. Might be a little rough around the corners. The wheels still work. This is not actually broken, it just popped out. I gotta try to slide that back in there. And this side will be completely fine. No dents whatsoever. You can just remove this handle right here that's broken. No big deal. Screws in right there on the sides. This handle right here, still strong as can be. Refrigerator is actually down to 62 degrees now. Starting to cool down pretty quickly now that we're in the shade. Got a pretty good dent over here in the corner. This side right here, although it is cracked right here, I think it can probably still be slid into place. I think that'll go back on pretty fine. A little bit of duct tape, glue, Gorilla Glue or something will probably hold that back in. This fridge does come with a plug on both ends. And again, here's the lid. Up, down, and on this end, up, down. We're down to 61 degrees now. So outside of just opening up a cardboard box, reading off some information off a little pamphlet, or I get off the internet and saying this is a great refrigerator, everybody buy it, to do a real review, especially using it out camping and stuff, it would take probably a whole year. So most companies aren't going to want to give away a free product, wait a whole year for someone to use it, then give a review. By then, some of the models are probably outdated. They probably stopped making some. They're always making new models, coming up with new technology for outdoor refrigerators and electronics. I get that. So I was like, how can I speed up the process to give people a real idea of how good these refrigerators are? And that's when I kind of came to the conclusion of, you know, what are some scenarios that people are really gonna, you know, do out in the wild that could end the refrigerator. And that is one, banging it, dropping it, hitting it with something, and maybe some of the electronic parts inside will break loose. Maybe the compressor's weak. So that's why I came over here to this cliff. I threw it off a few times. On the very final one, I ended up just picking it up and just slamming it down on the concrete bricks right there. And that's where the lid kind of blew off. And it turned out there was nothing wrong with the lid. It just came unsnapped and flew off. So that was a good point right there. And then behind me, I was like, well, what if someone has it out in the rain? They have it in their vehicle, they drive through water, and it gets totally submerged. And that's when I put it in the water over there. Let the water drain out, plugged it in, and it's still working, still cooling down. So I think that has to speak volumes for ICECO refrigerators and why I use them so much. The VL60 Pro, 65 Pro, all-time favorite refrigerator. I recommend that to anybody. That's the one that was in the back of my Tacoma before I sold it to Ron. I have this ICECO right here. I've had probably 5 of them in the past. All of them are still working. I've given some to friends. And I have this one, stays in my shed. It keeps waters cool for when I'm doing yard work and mowing, and it just continually it runs. It's a great refrigerator, and I was kind of surprised that after the water, it's still working. So I guess it's going to go back in my shed and keep waters cool for when I'm working in my garden. So I'm not going to retire this refrigerator. I'm not going to throw it away. After these tests, surprisingly, it is still working. So if you guys have any questions, you guys want to see some other reviews where I just totally try to destroy things, or if you have some ideas on how I could destroy things in the future, put them through some torture tests, leave a comment below. Thank you guys for watching.